welcome all to Walk in the Weird. I am Tyler, and with me as always.
It's Sean, guys. How's it going?
And we have a buddy here. Introduce yourself, Aaron.
Hello.
He's not sure what to do with his
Riveting.
hands.
Anyway, he's on here because we're actually
you
talking
sure?
about Black-Eyed Kids today.
Black-eyed kids.
Yeah.
Not
And
black-eyed
did you
peas.
know a fun fact that 90% of black-eyed children are caused by not listening?
Can we get him out of here?
Seriously.
Like-
Well, I wanted to do this episode to kind of like.
Hello. Sorry. That's my fault. Go ahead.
No, it's cool. I was talking. It's fine.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, but I wanted to do this episode to kind of break up the misery. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
It's been a long streak of like, whoa, guys.
Okay,
Like,
I come up with cases that have no ending. You're upset. I come up with cases with horrible endings. You're upset. What do you want from me?
He can't hit a moving target.
whoa.
Hope. He can't hit a moving target. You're so dumb, Aaron.
No, and so with our hopeful episode, I wanted to talk about Black-Eyed Kids.
Yes, that's hopeful. Let's talk about demonic children instead of a serial killer. Go ahead. Did you forget my code again?
No, I got it.
Okay.
No, like, I just want to tell you, like, where some people believe, like, the originating story comes from. And we'll kind of go from there and get your guys' takes on what you think this situation is.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So,
I get to be passenger princess today, so I'm excited.
are you done?
Yeah, sorry, go
Okay.
ahead.
No, so Brian Bethel, he actually met a pair of Black-Eyed Kids while paying his cable bill. I just want to say before we get any closer, that makes it more believable.
Yeah, it's like most people are like, yeah, I was rock climbing in the Sudan and shit, and then he's like, no, I was at Cox paying my cable bill, and these two kids were like, hey, and I was like, oh, and then hey, and then whoa.
Oh, it's not even that. No, you'll see.
Oh.
In 1996 in Abilene, Texas, Abilene.
Abelin?
After finishing a late shift at the local newspaper, he was sitting in his car outside a strip mall. Now, listen to this, guys. He was writing a check. Do you guys remember what checks are?
He was writing. What, didn't he have bill pay? I'm just kidding. You said
It's
1997.
It's 96, bro.
Yeah. Oh, 96. I'm sorry. I think you said 97. Whatever.
No, and he said suddenly that the hair on the back of his neck stood up. So imagine just sitting there, and you're like doing the most annoying, mundane thing, and all of a sudden you're like, you get that like chill. You're in a parking lot. What's your first reaction? Oh shit, am I gonna get robbed?
Well, that or, oh my God, I have Parkinson's like Michael J. Fox.
This would be a bad one.
It's going to be a bad one.
And he said he noticed a group of teenagers standing close to his car. So he's like, oh, I'm getting robbed.
For sure getting robbed.
And he said the teens asked him for a ride to their mother's house to get money for tickets. They
And then he
wanted to
maced them.
catch a late night showing at the mall's movie theater. Which
I mean, it makes sense. It's
and
innocent
it
enough.
was two kids. So they're like standing there talking to him.
I thought you said it was a group of teenagers.
This says a group, but everywhere else I've ever read it was two.
Oh, okay. I was going to be like, let Webster know that group has now been changed to identify two.
Now here we get to the odd part. And remember, these are teenagers. They're trying to get the movie tickets. That's they need to go back to their house, their mother's house, to get movie tickets to come back and see this movie.
Right.
And it said, but something struck Bethel as odd. The movie they wanted to see had already started 45 minutes ago.
Okay, real quick. I get it. Lord of the Rings, you can start about halfway through.
But But Sean,
Let's be real.
here's this also kind of leaves us some stuff. I'm gonna go off kind of on my own of what I know. I've heard the story numerous times. It was the last showing of the night too.
Look, Genesis with Will Smith, I could skip the first half.
I think it was Rocky.
Okay, no, that
I
movie's a
think
masterpiece.
it was Rocky.
That movie's a masterpiece.
I don't know about you, but like I don't know anyone who would go see Rocky
Midway
45
through.
minutes in.
Yeah, if it's like Rocky, Batman, or anything like that, like I don't
Especially
believe it.
teenagers.
Yeah, like you're watching that.
They're
movie all
not
the way
no,
through.
they would want to see the whole
Right.
thing. And pretty much he's kind of weirded out because how they're talking, they sound like their manner of speech, they sound older than they are. And this says that he talked to them and he noticed in the light of like one of the lamps that their eyes were completely black. He didn't notice at first. He kind of was like not in a daze, but it's not like a trance. He just didn't notice.
Like autopilot, like you just
Yeah.
pick someone up, you don't even realize. it.
but like not
'Cause-
of his will.
right,
Autopilot.
it's just like
like a Aaron, help me out here. Isn't it called like glamour?
So like when you're kind of on autopilot, you're just kind of like spacing out.
No, when someone makes you kind of on autopilot.
Like
Isn't
what
the old
vampires
word?
do.
Yeah, it's called like glamour.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
glamoring,
Yeah, it's like glamour.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
so he didn't notice it first, and this says he threw his car into reverse and took off.
well, that can't be good for your transmission.
And I don't think he was worried about his
I'm
transmission.
just saying. But also, like, okay, this is kind of where I'm on the not really so much skeptical side. Like, that's creepy. Getting those-
I haven't gotten to all of it.
No, I know.
There's more into this. I want to add before you get your part because like they're wearing like it's 96, but they're also wearing the wrong kind of era clothes.
Oh,
like
that's
they're
a
a
little
little
weird.
off. Like I don't know about you, but like teenagers, they would want to fit in, but we were in that time where yeah, you can kind of do the 70s show thing like with the Dickies and the jeans and stuff like you get the stripes, like the striped shirt, but you can't not all the way.
Yeah, but hang on. Look, also it was the 90s, bro. Like
96.
in 96, we had Liberty Spikes, dog. Like if like you know what I mean?
And from what I've heard in other recountings of this is that it weirded him out enough because he was just like none of this makes any sense.
Because like okay, the thing that you were saying about like they spoke older or they spoke more mature, like the first thing I think of is like a foreign exchange student or someone that came from a different country, like
Yeah.
maybe
No, apparently these kids were white.
racist France, Poland,
That's not a country. Okay,
Russian.
That's a
That's not a country. You're such a bitch.
So from
Like-
just kind of what I know about black-eyed children,
Mm-hmm.
this is what kind of like you can tell this is how you can kind of identify them, not just by the black eyes, because from what most people encounter, they don't start off with black eyes.
Right.
No,
They start off, they look like regular children at first,
Right.
but you get some sort of sense of uneasy around them. The next part of this is that there's something off with them. It's not like the way that they talk gives it that they're much not like, oh, they're talking more mature.
Right.
They're talking like they're older than what they appear to be, and they're using words that wouldn't fit into the category of a child.
Right, but again, and I go back. Like, there's a lot of I've had a lot of friends who were like foreign exchange students or people
Yeah.
who came from different countries, like the Slavics, like those Slavic state, those mountains of Caucasus, like all the stands and all that stuff. And when they talk very proper, like very very mannered, like they don't use a lot of vernacular, a lot of slang like we do. Like we'll be like, ah, bitch, shit, whatever. But and they don't do that. They're very proper.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like it doesn't fit with who they are as kids. They talk older. Like for me, a lot of like the black eyed kid stuff is a little bit more on the skeptical side. I'm
Yeah.
on the skeptical side of it. So for me, I try to like explain because I've heard some of these stories before where they're like, hey, they spoke this, they almost spoke a different language. I was like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of language that sound very aggressive and almost demonic. Look at
It's-
German. That's not a pleasant language anyway.
It's not like that. It's not like they have accents. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're not talking like, oh, they're speaking with a dialect. they are talking with a completely different form of speech than what you would catch.
Right.
It's like if your niece right now, right, would come up to you and start speaking perfect Aristotic English. Like 100%. You'd be like, "Wait a second."
I'd be like, cultured one.
Yeah,
I
you'd be like
partake.
cultured one. But
Sit.
you'd be like at that same time you'd be like there's no way that you should know
No,
those
I get
words.
you. I get you. It's
You'd
weird.
feel uneasy.
And
It's weird. I'm making a funny.
Yeah.
But no, I
Yeah,
get
It'd be
but-
like
but
if my niece did it
it's-
or my
it's-
nephews
yeah,
did it. I'd be like,
it's-
dude.
and Aaron, I know I know that you know this part, but it's like it's kind of like vampires where they have to. You have to give them permission to come in the vehicle or in the house, or they can't just come in. You have to let them in.
Yeah, they're a spirit.
Yeah.
What they are is an ill omen. They provide bad luck to the point where some people are like they even cause sickness, illness, and death if you don't get them exorcised or you don't find something. Because what they'll do is that once they get into the home, they don't leave the home. Once the owner leaves, it's like then they abandon it, and they probably like
right.
predominantly there hasn't been very many sightings in America. That Texas one is like the biggest story for the
Yeah.
black-eyed kids, but they're predominantly seen in England. So it's like
get
you
that.
have they're seen kind of different places around the world. So it's not like you're just like, oh, if you're in Texas, like if you would see Bigfoot.
Right.
You know, like Bigfoot is native to the redwoods. Not black-eyed kids. Black-eyed kids are like a whole different force. It's like if you were seeing demons or you were seeing ghosts, like, and they're not saying like, oh, well, they were dressed in like Victorian era clothing.
Right. It's just the wrong era.
Yeah, it's like they were trying to copy clothing
didn't-
that they've seen before.
Kind of like
But
the
they didn't get it
Cold
right.
thing that
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
used to go
Yes.
through, where they're trying to fit in, but they don't really fit in.
They don't-
I mean,
they
obviously
don't-
it's a different thing, but
Like there's
it's-
one story, Aaron, you might have seen this one where it was like two little girls, and the mom is like, "Hey, like, do you want me to call your parents on the phone?" And like the girls didn't know what a phone was.
Nah, it wasn't that at all. This is what happened. These two girls approached this lady who happened to be a mom herself, and on the way home, they asked her if they could come in and use her phone. Like, they were at her door knocking, was like, hey, can we come in and use your phone? And she's like, do you know what time it is? Like, you know what? She's like, why don't you give me the phone number? I'll call your mom to come pick you up. And they're like, no, you know, we got to come in and use your phone. She's like, you don't have cell phones? And they just kind of didn't know what a cell phone was. But she was like, hey, you know, and they kept asking to come in. And she was like, no. And she, like, right as she was like, no, she noticed that their eyes were solid black. And she slammed the door and locked that shit.
yeah, it's fucking weird.
That's the one that I, like, was like, you know what? If they can just fucking pop up and knock on your door, there's nothing. That's what terrifies me, is that they stopped this dude at the car, and they followed this person, like, to her home, or they were already appearing. There's two different variations of that, is that, like, they followed her home and asked her, and the other one was they were already knocking on the door asking for it. And it happens, like, most of the stories that you have where they encounter them, it's always nighttime. And
I've heard that too. That it's always nighttime.
it's always nighttime, and it's when you're alone.
That makes sense.
And it'll be just random times. Like there's no sign or symbol for them showing up. Like it's not like you're like,
portent.
oh, you know, like we ran across a pentagram, or you know, there was a few crosses that were upside down or tilted over, or we saw a dead rabbit. No, it was none of that. It's just like the luck of the draw that you cross their path.
Gotcha.
It's like the old Irish leprechauns, you know, like it's strictly luck.
And sorry for deviating into a tangent. Keep going with your story.
Oh no, you guys didn't. That's because there's like Aaron said, that one, because there is one, like I said, where they didn't know where the phone was, and they're like, the hell, but this is back when they had like phones on the cord, so you actually had to go. That's why they were asking to come inside, and then they I think there's one older one where I think it's a man, like a husband and wife, and they're talking to the husband, and instead of asking to come in, they tell him, "You're gonna die soon."
Interesting.
And he's, of course they're like freaked out, like, what the fuck, like, fuck off, kids.
Kind of
Like,
showing your hand
go-
a little bit, demons.
they literally, like, the husband and wife, they go inside, like, what the fuck, like, and then the husband actually does, like, pass away. So it's not always they're trying to do something to you. Sometimes they're just like, hey, we already did it, like,
see you guys.
yeah.
Yeah, type shit.
And that's
crazy.
that's the thing. It's not just like when it comes like when Tyler says it's like vampires, they ask for permission. It's not something that it's like, oh, it could be that they asked to use your phone. Like the dude, it wasn't his house. They were asking for a ride because
Right.
once you accept them, they attach themselves to you, and that's when it starts. And
Remind me
that's-
if we have time at the end of the podcast, at the end of this one, if we have time to go over it after the story and everything, to tell you guys a story I just recently heard about a Louisiana vampire sighting that just happened.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Remind me to tell
excited.
you guys that. I just remembered it because I was watching it this morning. Go ahead.
Was it in the documentary called Sinners?
It was not. It was not in the documentary called Sinners.
Okay.
It was not. And Sinners took place in New Orleans. Wait, no, it was Louisiana, right?
Yeah, New Orleans is in Louisiana.
Oh, sorry.
Fucking geography, my guy.
Bro, my geography's off, bro. Did you see how many times I've been hitting the pen through this whole time?
Bro.
I'm like on my fifth hit.
It's got you fucking, you're all hopped up on Goofenthal.
I'm all jacked up on
Do you-
Mountain Dew. Anyway, keep
And
going.
all right, so what do you think of what we said so far?
It's creepy, bro. Like the black-eyed children is like, again, even though I'm like kind of a skeptical on it because I feel like there's certain things to explain it, there are certain things that you guys are saying that you're like, well, how do you explain that? It's like, well, how do you explain that? And you're like,
And the kids, like Aaron was saying, coming out at like night, but it'll be like he alluded to in one of the story he said, it's like like way too late where kids like would never be at. You're like, how
Right.
How are you out
and
here?
then even with what you were saying about the movie 45 minutes in, it's like unless you're trying to do that to create an alibi, because we've seen so many true crime documentaries and all that shit, like if you're not trying to create an alibi, what are you doing missing the first 45 minutes of the movie?
No one does that.
Unless you've seen this movie like 18
Yeah.
times. But like,
But it was like a brand new showing.
yeah, and it's the last showing of the night. Like you're gonna be there for the whole time. Like why would you, like that seems suspicious. Like to me, maybe I wouldn't think, unless I saw the eyes, I wouldn't think black-eyed children. I'd be like, oh, like what he said, oh, I'm getting robbed. Like, oh, I'm getting robbed here. Like this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get robbed.
They
Like,
saw the
best.
checkbook.
They
like,
saw
there
the
we
checkbook.
go.
I have money. There we go. We're done.
It's
Like-
it's weird because when it comes to black-eyed children, like I said, it's that luck of the draw that you run into them.
Right.
So there's not like very many stories where it's like I ran into a black. There are people who are like where they encounter them like briefly, where they turn around, there's a kid there, black eyes, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
And it's like you get those, and there's speculation that the places that they show up are places of great tragedy, but like not like graveyards and shit. Like they're like, oh, you might run into one if you're at a graveyard at night, but not guaranteed. Or if you're at a playground that has like a notorious reputation, you might run into one.
Right.
But
There's
it's
supposed to be
never-
an omen of
Yeah.
like bad
Of-
things that
of
happen.
doom, yeah.
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 Doom.
Once like it's almost like once you encounter them there, they're gone. They're gone from that place.
And for the brief, and for everybody, while these two are very versed in black-eyed kids, for me, one of the things, some of the stories that I've heard, I've only been like brief glimpses where I heard where people were like, yeah, I was like walking in a park that was like notorious for, like, again, for tragedy, like the kids got kidnapped here, whatever, and then they encountered a kid, and the kid was running after them, and they took off running, and when they were running, they turned around, they didn't see the kid anymore. Or they saw a kid in like a hill area. They went to approach it because it was like 3 a.m. Like, what the fuck is a kid doing here at 3 a.m? And all of a sudden they get there and it's like, oh, like they're not there.
Yeah,
But I've
that's-
never seen like that direct contact where they talk to someone, they try to go in
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
house and the house.
They're
and, like,
very
the vehicle.
adamant about that.
That's
that when they need
weird.
to come in or like
they want something from you so that they can attach it to you. What
It's like the whole acceptance thing, like with
Yeah.
vampires, like you
It's-
have to accept it.
well, it's not just that, but they get like forceful. Like you'll because usually how people kind of break the spell is when they're like, "Can we come inside? Can we come inside? We need to come inside. Like you will let us in, let us in." And then as it's almost like they can't keep the mask on.
Yeah.
Like
They
can
struggle
only,
with it.
yeah, like they
And-
can't fully.
Like I guess that's where it would differ from like the vampire lore, because the vampire lore is like, oh, I'll just come back tomorrow and woo you
Yeah,
tomorrow and bring you
this is a
flowers and do this.
one
then-
and
Like
done.
I'll
They have
put
one
you,
shot.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is one of those things where it's like they get to a point where it's like Ty said, they can't keep the mask on, and it's the initial uneasiness when you start to catch on is normally when they start to reveal themselves.
And they know you caught on too.
And
That's the thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
They know, they're like, oh shit, I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
So they get more forceful.
I have to
And-
do this right now.
But it's one of those things that like this dude, the lady that they asked for to come in and use the phone, none of her neighbors reported the same thing. So which means that they only have specific individuals that they show up to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to be that thing where it's like you're at a pivotal moment in your life, but nobody can tell that. There's no real like that's the big thing that I'm like, this could be kind of a real thing, is because there's no like, if you do all these things you're going to run into it, or if you do all this, it's, hey man, you're either going to run into them in your lifetime or you're
Or
not.
you're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't tell when or where it's going to happen.
It's just gonna
It could
happen at
be
some point.
you could Uber the same ride home 100 times,
And
like
never
you
see
could walk
anybody.
the same alleyway 10 million days
And on the
and
one
never
day,
ever run into them, and then you run into them
yeah.
at like midnight because you're running late at the office. It's like,
That's interesting. That's it's very interesting, the phenomena that not just people witness, but like that things happen in, that it's like normal everyday shit. Like that's where it becomes like kind of weird to me. Like if it's like normal everyday shit and all of a sudden boop, it's like, oh shit, like that's like halfway unexplainable. It's like,
And you can't tell anybody because everyone will be
Right.
like, well,
No,
where'd
bro.
they go? Like,
Yeah.
where are they? And you're like, I don't know.
like what do you want me to
didn't
say
take
to
a
you?
picture of them or anything like that? Like, no, dude, I didn't have my fucking phone pointed at a child that's
Yeah.
standing on my door.
Now, question: has there been like a mass sighting of like black-eyed kids? That'd be crazy if there was a mass sighting. Imagine.
England has a lot of sightings, but by individuals. That's the
Yeah.
thing, is that they're not like, it's not like
Right.
the Mothman.
No,
where
but
it
what I mean
pops
is like,
up.
how cool would it be if like they showed up to someone, and like multiple people saw it, like 3 or 4 people were like, "Oh, bro, look, there's kids right there
Yeah.
on that door," just like that person said.
But I think that's the whole thing, that it's not, it's meant for you.
like
like
it's
it-
a
Right.
it's a
just
personal.
you-
And then think about it.
Or
Some
your-
random person seeing 2 kids at the door. It's like, yeah, but they were 2 normal kids. Like you didn't see. You
Well,
know what I mean? Yeah.
You didn't see their eyes. You
Yeah.
didn't see what was going on. Like,
And the
like-
other person would be like, "No, bro, they're just kids.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?" Yeah.
And-
Okay, never mind.
And these stories are heavily biased because we don't have any of the stories of the people who let them in.
Yeah,
Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
All these are
That's-
no stories.
Yeah, all these stories are the people who succeeded technically.
yeah. Most of the times they don't really succeed in getting in. That's the thing, is that they warn you about this, and most people that are around the areas where this happens and kind of get these legends are like, hey, they're at places where you normally wouldn't let people in. Like they're
Right.
at places where you're normally like on guard for this. The biggest thing is that there's been speculation because of the fact that there has been stories of people who let them in, and what happens is that they disappear. They don't just like stand around, they're gone, and then bad shit continually happens. They hear like giggling and laughter. Like whenever something bad happens, there's giggling and laughter. But it's never like, oh, we have company and a vase falls over and then a child laughs. It's like, I'll be walking down the hallway with a
And-
midnight snack, and all of a sudden that door will slam and I'll hear giggling and laughter. It's the shit that chills you, because it's like, oh, that's a prank, but it's not a prank.
Right.
Like,
it's the haha, you let us in.
Right.
yeah.
Like-
Meanwhile, like, you'll have shit where you lose sleep, your health will start to deteriorate, you'll like lose your job or some bad shit. It'll be continually bad shit that happens to you, and you're just like, what the fuck did I do? But it'll all go back to, I said let that person in, and that shit just went creepy.
So what happened to this guy that wrote the check?
Nothing. He succeeded.
That was his only. That was the last of the entry.
Yeah, he was a newspaper guy, and he wrote about it.
Wow. That's
and
crazy.
it just like that's the thing though. Like
The bravery though to write about it and like actually be like, hey, bro,
'cause what do you do? Because like
yeah, what can you do? No one's gonna believe you. No one's gonna believe you. I don't
And
care who you are.
That's the thing. These people that they show up to, they're not like, oh, we're drug dealers or we were doing bad shit. They're normal ass people. They're not like out there like trying to be like, hey man, I used to run paranormal shit, or I used to go do this, or it's like they have no idea that this shit exists, and then all of a sudden they're like, whoa,
Yep.
what the fuck?
yeah,
And-
they had a normal, you know, everyday
Yep.
life.
Right.
No, like Aaron's saying, they're not in a graveyard. They're not in some haunted hospital or whatever.
It's just a random place.
They get a knock at the door. They get a doorbell ring. They get a knock at their window.
And they'll
in
kill
their
you,
car.
or is it not always like that?
It
It
it's
just
very,
depends.
It's
Oh, you
not-
said that it would just.
It's not always death.
It's just some
It's-
bad shit that
it's
happened
bad
in your life.
shit. Like it's like very terrible
So-
actions and things
they'll
like that.
just
Like
ruin your life.
So
They'll-
like
yeah.
I'm not trying to be facetious, but kind of as well. Like I'm trying to be funny, but also at the same time kind of serious. Like, how do you get rid of it? Like, is there like a dead Arnuki beast that you can like sacrifice or whatever, or like a chicken? Like, and not to be mean, but like, if something happens to someone, like, what are their options, or is it just like until that bad shit is over?
that's a rough one because I haven't heard too much about getting rid of
Yeah.
them.
Well, yeah, because
There's-
we've only had like the ones who succeed.
one-
Yeah,
Yeah,
We don't
yeah,
get the
so
ones that
it's-
actually let them in.
So like,
Because like I know that they're like
I
for like
imagine-
skinwalkers, you have to do like this whole procedure.
Well, that's
to get
kinda what I
cleared or
wanna talk to
whatever.
you is. Like, what do you think they are? I'm gonna go to you first, then Aaron. I'm gonna go to you.
For me, at first, I like when I had just a brief knowledge, I thought it was more like misidentification. Like, some shit happened. Kids were up to no good, especially in England. Like you hear roadmen. Like there's also kids who do the same shit too. You know what I mean? So for me, it was like maybe you misidentified whatever. But now hearing a little bit more in depth, it's it's like I wonder what those are. Like I wonder why it attaches. Is it like one of those things like the Grim Reaper where it's like misunderstood? Like is it maybe they're trying to warn you that bad shit is happening and we just see it as evil just because bad shit happens after they come?
so
Is there any like malicious? Have they attacked anybody, or is it that they're adamant because they're trying to be warning? Do you know what I mean?
I
You get what I'm saying though?
yes.
Like maybe
Yeah,
maybe I'm totally
no,
off.
no,
I'm probably off, but
you're not wrong because there's theory that they're both like they're just harbingers. Like if you
Yeah.
hear about the stories of the banshees, people are always thinking, well, banshees are evil,
right.
and it's not. They're just letting you know something bad has happened.
Okay. Okay.
And
okay.
so some people are like, oh, they're just messengers telling you, and other people believe they're the direct cause.
right. They're the direct
my-
cause for the bad shit happening.
My personal belief is that they are malevolent spirits because they're asking you, can we come in? Can we do this? And they're trying to be forceful about it. Like a spirit that's warning you is going to give you the message and leave.
Well, what about and we did the case, the whole haunting in Connecticut case. That guy's spirit, according to what we're hearing or what we heard about the reports, even from the local police department, it was a very aggressive spirit. It would constantly try to scare the kids. It would constantly bang shit around, almost look like it attacked, and it would always peer in like corners and stuff while the person who was sick was looking at him. Like it didn't just deliver the message. It wasn't until they removed the body from the remains from the house that they realized, oh shit, this might have been a warning, and this guy was the one keeping it back based on what the accounts were in the movie and in the reports.
I want to be like, I understand where you're coming from, but
I mean,
like,
obviously it's a little different situation.
yeah, it's there's nothing that's attached to you already, and they themselves attach themselves to you. That's the biggest theory that's going around
Right.
because they're asking for permission to borrow something, use something, do something. In most cases, like I would imagine that if it's like, oh, we used his phone, if you get rid of the phone, it's gone because it's the thing that it's attached to. It's like the Annabelle doll. But at the same time, I don't think it's the exact same spirit. I think this is a malevolent spirit that attached itself like a parasite to the host, and that the negative reactions or the negative, like, the negative energy that you put out based off of the events that happen, feed it, and it gets stronger and stronger, and you're either going to beat this thing where you come out on top, or it's going to take you, which again, we don't know because we haven't heard the opposite sides of this. We hear the successors.
Right. We don't hear the bad stories so far
So
because
my vote for this is malevolent spirit.
Demon?
No, demons
No?
are something different.
Okay. I'm kind of on the malevolent spirit train. Because like Aaron said, it needs your permission to enter your life.
right.
It doesn't. If it was just the whole messenger thing, it like you said, it would just say it and leave. It wouldn't. It wouldn't just
True.
hang out. It doesn't need your permission to tell you the message.
And again, I understand the whole haunting in Connecticut thing was like a different story, and then some people even allege that it was fake. So it could be something that we're dealing with that's fake and real versus something that's real and real. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So that's an interesting one though. I like that. And actually, that was funny because that triggered the story that my friend sent me about the Louisiana vampire. I thought, which I just found out also has New Orleans, which is pretty fucking cool. Because I didn't know that. Apparently, did you guys want to hear that story?
Yeah.
Do we have time?
Is it is the vampire located in the house of the rising sun?
Stop being you. Stop being you for a minute. No, Aaron, you down for it?
I am always down for a
Yes.
vampire story.
Yeah.
So
Tell us of the vampire.
this was sent to me by my friend. He lives over there, in the New Orleans, Louisiana area. Apparently, they're same now. Who knew? Whatever. And he's like, hey, I know this Airbnb and I know this house listing. Like I've seen it there before. I have never stayed there. He goes, but I've seen it before, and it's like this little cute, like little condo thing, like a little cottage thing, but it's like in the middle of the city. So it's not like an actual cottage. It's like a tucked in building. You know what I mean? Like a tucked in little like townhome or whatever. And
Like the city built around this thing.
almost kind of, yeah. It's still part of it, but it's like around, you know what I mean? Anyway, the point is the lady booked an Airbnb stay. She walked in, and this is what the lady alleges. The lady, and also she put pictures on this TikTok and on the Reddit thread that was attached to it. She put pictures. She got in and she saw those little welcome cards. Those little note cards that say, "Hey, thank you for staying with us. There's coffee. There's whatever." Right at the very bottom of that list, it said, "One more thing, please do not open the door after midnight." Yeah, don't answer the door after midnight. Don't go out. Like, don't go to the door at midnight. If you hear knocking or whatever, don't do that. Right? And then it expanded a little bit. It's like, hey, despite who you see, there's usually a man that comes around and he knocks on random people's doors. Do not open the door. Be safe. Do not open the door. And the lady was like, okay, ha ha ha. I know it's Louisiana. I know, all the tales, whatever, right? Ha ha, whatever, right? And she kind of ignored it. And she was like doing her thing, seeing the sights and everything like that. And later on that night, she settles in. She says she's drinking a little bit of wine, which I was like, kind of dampens your credibility, but also not really because it is just wine, so whatever. Well, she said she was drinking wine, watching TV, and then all of a sudden she heard 3 knocks. She looked up and she noticed it was after midnight. It was like 12:30, like 12:40, whatever, right? She noticed it was after midnight, but she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to get up. And she got up and she went to the door. And she peered out the window and she sees a guy standing there. And he's like, hi, I'm wondering if I could go in. And he said the same thing, ironically enough, and use your phone. He's like, I left my phone here yesterday at this Airbnb. I need to stay there. Like, I need to grab my phone and get my shit out of there. And he's like, I stayed here. And she's like, funny. I came late last night and there was nobody here. Like, and the Airbnb host hadn't mentioned anybody staying there before. She had said it had been quite empty. So she was like, okay, all right. Well, what does your phone look like, right? What does your phone look like? Oh, it's this black phone, blah, 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 blah. I was sitting on the couch the other day when I was here and blah, 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 and I left it. Sorry about that. And she's like, yeah, I don't see it. And he's like, look, let me get in. I'll grab it real quick and I'll be out of your hair like in 2 minutes. And she's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know really what to like offer you. Like, there's no phone here. Like, what do you want from me? And he's like, it's all right. I just wanted to make sure, double, triple check. And she goes, no, no worries. And he goes, okay, well, thank you. I appreciate you so much. And she goes, yeah, no worries. She felt kind of comfortable and opened the door. When she opened the door, the guy froze, looked at her, winked, and said, thank you. That was all I needed. And left. And she closed the door, and she was like, what the hell? And she locked the door, and, she was freaked out and everything like that because he just winked and walked away. And she said that he walked away, like, casually, like, okay, I don't care about my phone anymore. I'm good. And then all of a sudden, she went the next morning when she woke up. She had been asleep the rest of the night, peaceful, nothing happened. She woke up the next morning, and she took a shower, and she had a moment in the mirror where everything was fogged up, and she saw what appeared to be a line in the middle of the mirror. Well, if for people who don't know, if the mirror's fogged up and you want to fuck around with someone, you can do that with like a little bit of like even hair grease. You can go like that, and when it fogs up again, it'll show up as a line. So she thought, hey, this is probably the landlord,
And it's an Airbnb.
It's an Airbnb too, right? So
Who
she's
knows?
like,
Yeah.
right. So she's like, oh, it's the landlord playing a trick on me. They probably had this set up. It's probably like the part of the experience and everything like that. So she ignored it, right? She's packing up her stuff, and then she finds another note, and she said, and it says, "Thank you for the other night. I really appreciate it." And it's just sitting there on her stuff. She finishes packing. She's like, I'm gonna stay this last night, and then I'm gonna be gone the next day. So that night, she hears 3 distinct knocks again. This time, she knows better, so she doesn't open the door, or at least to her knowledge, she doesn't open the door. She does remember falling asleep early. She remembers waking up the next day. She said she felt a little dizzy, a little weird, abnormal, but she grabbed her stuff and took off. She went back home. She said that her home, or the post said that the home was in Colorado. Very far away, right? Very far away. She lives closer to a wooded area, so it's a little bit more desolate, a bigger ranch and everything like that. There's usually no visitors and everything. And then all of a sudden, that night at around 12:45 in the morning, she hears 3 distinct knocks. This time she's like, all right, whatever, right? And she opens the curtains, and she sees him standing there, and he smiles, waves at her, and then leaves. And that was the whole story. That's the whole story that I got. And my buddy's like, yeah, there is this Airbnb actually exists. Like, it even shows it on the Reddit thread. There's pictures of the Airbnb and everything like that. He's like, and there is a legend that there is vampire sightings in that area, but no one has ever like.
I don't think that's vampires. I think that's tweakers.
That's what I thought too. But tweakers look horrible. She said that he looked very
Dapper.
like put together, like very. Also, a tweaker, if you open the door, he's not gonna be like, "Oh, that's cool. That's all." I need
He's
to buy."
coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna come in. He's gonna come in if you open the door. Like that's
Sometimes
where,
you don't even need to open the door. They're going to force themselves in.
right,
Yeah.
and that's tweakers. But they looked like unkempt. They looked like something like that. Like this guy apparently looked very.
So do you think it's like he glamored her, and then she opened the door the night she doesn't remember?
Yeah, maybe, and that's what. Not that I think that, but that's what the story's alluding to. That he glamored her and then followed her to continue because he found either a source of food or whatever the tales say. Now, do I think it's a little creepy that Airbnb actually exists? Yeah, it's pretty fucking creepy. Are those notes real? I don't know. There's an easy way to fake them, but it's an interesting story to think about. That you're like, wow, that was crazy that happened, just like the Airbnb note said it would, and it was almost exactly word for word what it was. Now, is that Airbnb set up as a feeding ground? Like, is it done on purpose?
Well, here's the thing.
Or
If
did
it
the lady
was,
know because it happened to her before?
if it was, you certainly wouldn't put notes.
Yeah.
And even if someone left a note to like warn you, like, hey, this happened to me, my thought process is this. You might have more missing people in that area. Is there missing people in that area?
It's New Orleans, my guy.
Well, okay, that's fair.
It's like saying, hey, is there missing people in Las Vegas?
It's, you know what? I get where you're coming from. You didn't need to say it like that.
It's like the mecca for missing
the
people.
note thing is the thing that sets me. It's one of two things.
It
Where
seems fake, right?
that's where
Like that's where I
think-
got.
And two, the fact that a woman would open the door, even for a dude who looks like really like put together. I highly doubt a woman would open the door for anyone after dark,
I don't know about that because,
especially in Airbnb.
well, think about it. There's a lot of people who are nice, and especially the way you look. Like if you see a businessman with a suit and tie, I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna be like, "Oh, bro, like what's up? Let me help you out." Now, if you have a hoodie and you have a beanie and you're saying "bitch" every 2 words, I'm not gonna open the door. You're gonna stay outside, bro. I'm sorry, but like, I feel like that would be something that a girl would do because she would be like, "Oh, he looks very put together. He's not a threat." Kind of diffuse the situation.
True.
And then open the door.
It's
And also because there's nice people out there, so maybe she was like, oh, maybe he needs help, you know? Maybe he legit
Yeah,
needs
and she
help.
got vampired.
Okay, okay. People are stupid too. I didn't say it was perfect.
my thing about this is where, first of all, I'm always someone who's like, it sounds corny. I want to believe it's one of those things where it's like, when you first hear about it, you're like, that is an extremely creepy experience to have.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always mess with people. Like the last tenant could have done the hair grease down the fucking mirror thing.
Right.
It could have been anybody that's done anything that was just slightly missed.
Yeah, and it could have been a
But-
joke by the
Yeah.
landlords. They're
The
like,
other
"Fuck it."
thing is that the note that says thanks for the other night, that one is like, that's a bit weird too. But like my big thing is that in order to have followed her, it would have to have like stalked her, right?
Or glamored
And-
her, and she took him.
Yeah, well, the other thing is that like you have, I mean, come on, this is a full grown ass dude. If you're carrying him from something, like even if you're glamored, glamour doesn't last forever. There's certain things that snap you out of hypnosises and glamours and stuff like that. I mean, honestly, like in order to follow her, he would have had to track her at night back to her place. The other part of this is that the only way that doesn't work is if like being a vampire works as like, once I drink your blood, I get all your memories. I know everything about you. And if that's the case, then fuck, man, everybody's a target.
Why would they have to be memories? Why can't they smell you?
From that far away?
They could have followed her and just followed the trail. If dogs can do it for days after people have died.
I think you guys went way too far with this. If she was slightly glamored, she could just open her phone
Yeah.
or to just tell him where she lives.
Yeah, or just tell her where she lives. Or
But-
maybe he glamored her, got inside, found her address, and then was like, "All right, cool,
Did
we're
they,
here."
in this story, did she give you the address of where she lives?
No, she just said Colorado.
She just said Colorado.
Yeah. On the Reddit thread, the person who posted the Reddit is not that person.
Yeah,
It's
the vampire told her not to. That's really rude.
Yeah. So my thing is that's a red flag for me, is when they can give you the address of the Airbnb that exists, but not the address that the lady came from.
Well, why would you give your address out on the internet?
Why would you give the address for the Airbnb?
Because you don't give a fuck about the Airbnb.
Well, to be fair to Aaron's point, you have vampires. You probably need some help. So
Yeah.
you might want to give your
And like, if
address.
this is something where it's like, hey, this
True,
is someone that
but-
I knew, or someone who I know knows them.
Okay, Aaron, give your address out on the internet.
Which one?
Your mom and dad's address.
They have guns.
So give it out. Do you see?
I see where you're going with
That's
this.
that's the same thing. I would give the address out to the Airbnb. I don't give a fuck who goes to that Airbnb. It's gonna be empty 90% of the time
Again.
because they're renting.
Again,
I
to-
care about where people
to
go to my
Aaron's
house.
But-
point, they don't have vampires.
Yeah.
True.
This lady has vampires.
True. Okay, well then you're gonna give your phone to like Ghostbusters and shit,
Yeah.
not to like random
Yeah, look,
armchair
man, if I was
sleuths.
sitting there, if I was like, look, man, if your house was like fucking haunted, not like the haunted that it is now, but like the more severe haunted, I would be like, I would definitely reach out to like fucking Ghostbusters and give them the address. Like, anybody who was like, "Hey, man, I'm a professional ghost extinguisher,"
Yes,
I'd be like, "Listen,
in a DM, in a private conversation, in a chat, in a text.
No,
you're not gonna do it on a fucking Reddit thread.
Yes, you would. You could do like
That's how you
like Quora. Like, hey, I got Stragoys. Like,
Bro, do you know how many people have died on Reddit for doing that stupid shit? Like, how many?
were they dead by ghosts or vampires?"
They were dead by Redditors.
That's
So
worse.
some
That's
Redditors
really
showed
worse.
up, killed them, so they don't have to worry about the vampire. But what happens if it's this? What happens if she gives out the address and the vampire's there? Now you have solved your problem
Yep.
of him feeding on you.
or you
That's
invited
like-
or
dude.
you invited people to a huge human buffet.
Either way, they were Redditors. That's 2 birds, 1 stone.
Wow.
Like,
You go
Yeah.
on Reddit.
I did.
He goes
Now
on
I do this
Reddit.
show.
He goes on Reddit for porn, but you go on Reddit.
Hey, why the fuck you giving out everybody's business over here?
See how you don't like giving out your personal business on the internet?
I don't have vampires, bitch.
I don't have vampires, bitch.
Speaking of like you not having vampires, can I come in?
Can I come in?
Come
That's
in
a-
what?
You, buddy. That's what he
All
asked.
right, this
You,
vampire
buddy.
does not want anything to do with that.
No. Let's sit down. Let's talk.
No,
Let's
it's
talk
okay.
about it. Let's talk about it.
We
What are we
need
talking
to-
about? Missionary or what?
Do you want like full eye contact or only half?
It doesn't matter.
It would be half with you because one eye is
You-
like
you have to look in
looking
the
the other
mirror.
way. Huh? Mike can relate. Shout out.
I hope you get vampires.
Which one? Just real
Hey,
quick.
bitch. How about
No,
wait?
no, and no cool vampires, sparkly vampires,
What are the cool vampires?
We can deal with that.
like Draculas.
Oh, okay.
You don't get no Draculas. You get a Robert Pattinson before Batman.
That's a bad Robert Pattinson.
What are they? Twilights.
Yeah.
Twilights.
Yeah, sparklies.
I thought you were
Sparkly
gonna say
vampires.
Twi'leks, and I was like, that's a Star Wars thing.
Same difference, man.
Anyway, but yeah, no, that was an interesting story. I like the whole vampire story. I just thought it was even the black eyed. I was the black eyed peas, the black eyed children
Do
story.
you know how many times I looked up black-eyed kids like for the stories and stuff, and I get stupid Fergie, and I'm like, God damn it! Like,
Why am I getting Will I Am?
yeah, seriously. I was like, that's cool.
But no.
I do want to get it started in here, but
I do want to talk about my lovely lady lumps,
Yes.
but
It's really wild that Louisiana has a lot of shit that happens. Like they have the vampire.
did you just say Louisiana?
Louisiana.
there were no there
You
was
said
a,
a Hannah.
there was a distinctive.
Yeah, you said Louisiana. Who
Now,
the fuck is Hannah,
see,
bro?
You guys are fucking. You guys are not listening.
Who's Hannah?
Okay.
Yeah, is she
And
a
why is she
vampire?
Louise?
Yeah, who's Hannah Louise? Louisa.
Dick. But anyway,
No, but they have like the what is it? The Louisiana Frogman. Is that it
Yeah.
too? Yeah. So they have vampires. They have a frogman.
Are they?
They have voodoo. Like, if I would, dude, I'd never go to Louisiana. These motherfuckers should just quit. They're not meant to exist.
That'd actually be a good movie though, like a voodoo, like a witch doctor versus a vampire.
oh, I thought you meant a movie about Louise and Hannah or whatever the fuck.
No.
Let's
Louise
stick
and
with
Hannah.
let's stick with the Bigfoot versus movies, and we'll go from there.
You know, fun factoid that you said that they shouldn't even exist as a place. You know that Arizona has been rated like the world's worst weather.
Yeah, because we only have one weather, hot.
Yeah, but weather doesn't listen. Weather doesn't suck your blood though.
It kills you.
Yes, but you know what? It's like right in your face. It's
I just
not
want
like
I just want you to stop real quick and let me know if the kids that got taken by the tsunami in 2011 in Japan would rather be bitten by a vampire or be taken out the way they were taken out. Just food for thought.
That was really.
they probably had the
specific
same
and
amount of
really
choices as
dark.
the kids in Japan in 1940s, bro. It's none. They fuck it either way.
They didn't die instantly. Most of them. They were horribly disfigured, but they didn't die. Most of those people.
Half of them were shadows on the wall.
Oh.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Wow.